Good morning. This is wonderful. I know that we're all cuddled up in our blankets. It's a little bit chilly in here this morning, but I think that we could rub our hands together, right? Keep our fingers warm. Snuggle up, that's right, that's right. Well, it's great to see everybody here. This is wonderful. Okay, let's start with an opening prayer. What a magnificent time of the year, a season filled with beauty of the autumn colors and the reminder that change is all around us. Let us embrace this change from our normal routine here at the church by staying present in each moment and centering ourselves with our breath. Let's take a few deep breaths right now. Inhale. On the inhale, we can continue our morning meditation by thinking silently to ourselves, I am the light of the world. On the exhale, I am the light of the world. Welcome to this sacred time of worship, a time of positivity, fellowship, and renewal. May our hearts be relaxed yet energized, open to receiving the uplifting spirit that flows through us all. As we gather, let us become more aware of the divine connection that we share, seeing each other as a son or daughter of God and a brother and sister united in love and purpose. Welcome to Unity.
Good morning, lights of the world. Welcome home. Nice to see you all today, all cuddled up and warm. I know I am. Thank you, Francis. Francis bought me this for Christmas one year, and it's really coming in handy. Thank you. So I'm going to ask you all to repeat after me. If you're watching us virtually, please type this in the comments. Everyone look around at your neighbors. Repeat after me. Good morning. I love you this morning. And I sure do appreciate your being here. Great, I love that connection. To our virtual church family, please know that we are saying that to you as well. Help us grow this loving community by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to our pages. So please join me in reading the affirmations together. I now release all energies of lack and limitation. I am immersed in the presence of divine love. I allow God to flow through me, releasing the past, embracing this moment. I express peace, prosperity, and joy in all areas of my life. So it is. And as we sit in that this morning, we're going to do Unity's Mastermind Prayer. I know you're all familiar with this. You guys are good. I surrender. I admit that of myself, I am powerless to solve my problems, powerless to improve my life. I need help. I believe that a power greater than myself God, the one presence and the one power active in the universe, can change my life. I am ready to be changed. I realize that erroneous, self-defeating thinking is the cause of my problems, unhappiness, fears, and failures. I decide to be changed. I make the decision to surrender my will and my life to the divine Creator. I am willing to be changed at depth. I am willing to place my life under the direction of God and to remain open to divine will. I understand and I forgive. I understand that self-empowering thoughts and courageous actions prosper me now. I now forgive myself and all others for all real and imagined mistakes and shortcomings. I ask, believing in the awareness of my oneness with God. I ask, believing my heart's desire is fulfilled now. I state my specific request, knowing that God is fulfilling my needs. My request is, I claim my heart's desire and affirm that I am now demonstrating it in my life. I give thanks that God is now responding to my needs, and I joyously assume the very feelings of my heart's desires fulfilled. I dedicate my life. I now have a covenant in which it is agreed that I am supplied with an abundance of all things necessary to live a successful and joyous life. I dedicate myself to be of maximum service to God, to live in a manner that sets the highest example for others to follow, and to remain responsive to God's guidance. I go forth with a spirit of enthusiasm, excitement, gratitude, and expectancy. I am at peace. I am content. Amen. Now Anita's going to sing the call to worship song.
Surprise. I have no words, so we'll be looking on this screen, and I'll be looking with you. I wasn't supposed to sing this today. Surprise. I love a good surprise, don't y'all? Stand. I have the Lord of land and sea. I have led my people be free to join in harmony their world to men. I who made the stars so bright, guide my people through the night, and to share my light with them. Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, where you lead me. I will hold your peace. people hear my call, then my peace will live in all. Who will share my love with them? Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, where you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. You sound good this morning. Now, everybody, if you don't want to hug, just hold your hands up like that so people know that you don't want to be hugged. But everybody else, you can hug. Yeah, pass the peace, pass the peace.
Things are confusing, you don't know what to do. It seems the world is closing in on you. It's time to move, but you don't.
Okay, if everybody would just take their seats, we'll continue. If everyone would just take their seats now, we'll bless the youth. Is there a graphic for the youth blessing?
You can resume
Okay.
your conversations at coffee hour.
Okay, everybody, let's continue. Take our seats. Thank you so much. It's time to bless the youth. Let's rub our hands together, get some good energy going here. We bless you, we love you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ within you. Thank you so much.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn. It's our turn. Well, we're going to go. She's going to play music behind me. Okay. Let's begin by finding that quiet space. Sit comfortably with your feet planted on the ground. Close your eyes if it's comfortable. Take a deep, slow breath. As you breathe, bring your awareness to the center of your being, the sacred space within your heart. See there a brilliant, dazzling white light, radiant, pure, and alive. This light is the essence of who you are, the eternal presence of divine love. I am the light of the world. Let us begin with this intention. I am protected by the light. I am illuminated by the light. I am supplied and sustained by the light. Breathe deeply, letting these words settle into your soul. And with each inhale, the light grows brighter. With each exhale, it expands throughout your body, surrounding every cell, atom, and electron. Now gently affirm, I am not weak. I am strong. I am not doubtful. I am certain. I am not limited. I am unlimited. I am not helpless. I am all powerful. Feel these truths awakening within you. The light responds, pulsing gently with your breath, a living current of divine strength and assurance. As you rest in this glow, say softly in your heart, "This light within me is the light of God." Thank you. I have, I'm laughing because I have the wrong piece of paper up here in front of me. And so I have no idea who's on the prayer list because I didn't remember everybody's name. So if you will just take a moment with me, because my papers got all messed up here. Got it. Okay, if we can go right back to where we were, just a brief interruption. This light within, it guides me, it heals me, it uplifts me, it connects me to all creation, and through it, I am one with all that is. Stay here for a few moments, breathing peacefully in this radiance. Let the light wash away all fear, all doubt, and all shadows. Let it restore you to wholeness. Imagine this light surrounding Ronnie Lilly, Harold and Beth Ashworth, Alonzo Kennedy, Ken White, and Colleen. This light flows through every heart, awakening every soul. See the planet shining with this same divine brilliance. The light within me is the light within all, and in this light we are one. And so it is. Thank you.
Paper or not, Jody, that was beautiful. All right. Today we have another special guest, and still call her our own, Nancy Pitkin.
Thank you.
Nancy is currently a featured songwriter and composer for Audio Sparks. And with that, I think she wants to introduce Brad.
Well, yeah, the temperature change is wreaking havoc, so I'm trying to do the best I can. But Pat said to me when everybody was going around hugging, she goes, "They're trying to stay warm, so they're never going to come back." No. Anyway, I'm so happy to be here with Pat, longtime friend, and all my other friends here. And I have another special friend, Brad, who we go way back with. He's a hippie, an old hippie rock musician. And his wife calls us the hippie church, which is so funny.
You know what? When I saw the room called the Fillmore Room, I wanted to open with Statesboro Blues.
Well, you know, that would
I was live at the Fillmore. I thought, well, that would be appropriate.
that would go over here. People would really like it. Okay, so Brad's an awesome guitarist, a singer, and I said, this church supports original music, so our original music today will be the song after Pat's message. But right now, I want to put a song out for Veterans Day, which is tomorrow. And I have a good friend in Connecticut, was three times deployed in Iraq, support infantry support, Iraqi security advisor, really faith-based, spiritual person. He runs an assisted living center now, and when I walked in on his calendar, he had Transgender Day of Remembrance. So he's a very open-minded, wonderful person. This is one of his favorite songs. It's called Who'll Stop the Rain? And he says the message comes out of transcendentalism, where we're all community, we're all together trying to have a happy life and do what we need to do, but we have all these stresses coming at us, and we need to reach out to each other. And the rain is the stress. So for veterans today, thank you for all you've done for the country. Brad's going to do that. Do we have any veterans here today? All right. Bobby? We have one over here, Bobby Reebok. Okay.
Long as I remember, the rain's been falling down. Clouds of mystery pouring, confusion on the ground. Good men through the ages, trying to find the sun. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? I went down Virginia, seeking shelter from the storm. Caught up in a fable, I watched the tower grow. 5-year plans and new deals, wrapped in golden chains. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? Heard the singers playing, how we cheered for more. Crowd had rushed together, just trying to keep warm. Still the rain kept falling, falling on my ears. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain?
Here we go. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brad.
Beautiful. Is it raining outside too? Cold in here, raining outside. It's a good day. It's a good day. All right. Any of you people know this lady right here? That is Pat Moore. She was raised Southern Baptist in the North Carolina foothills. She graduated from Appalachian State University in Northern Illinois with degrees in speech, drama, and communication theory. And you'll see how that served her in a few minutes. She has served as Minister of Youth and Education in several Tar Heel churches. She's been a lifelong student in studying spiritual principles. In addition to unity principles, she seeks guidance from the Kabbalah, ancient Jewish wisdom, and practices a Buddhist insight meditation. She has studied at the Monroe Institute in Virginia in non-ordinary states of consciousness. She has used her career as an owner and manager of rental properties as her laboratory to practice and teach and test the teachings of our older brother Jesus and all great spiritual masters. In the New Testament, Jesus said, "Whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these." And that's John 14:12, New Version. Pat has always wanted to know what would happen if you believed the scripture and lived your life accordingly. She says that when she is asked to speak at Unity churches, she delights in sharing the experiences, failures, and occasional surprises of what happens when someone applies spiritual principles to their daily life. So give a warm welcome to Pat Moore.
The Buddha said that at the time of death, or at the time of angst, or trouble, or fear, or failure, at the time of death, all we have to do is remember who we are, is remember who we are. And if you cannot remember who you are, then you call upon the highest spiritual principle, the highest spiritual deity, the highest principle thought that you have. And when you call upon that highest thought that you can have, it will get you through. It will get you through. Go with me, please, to Friday the 13th, January 2003. You will find me on an operating room table for the first of 2 hip replacements. Now, my orthopedist x-rays months earlier had confirmed what I had not been wanting to hear, although I had limped and been in pain for a long time. Those x-rays said that my hips, both of them, had to be replaced. Well, upon hearing this diagnosis, I want to tell you, I did not run out immediately and book that table. I resisted with all of my might. I tried physical therapy for months, started using a cane. I even went to Duke to explore stem cell therapy, only to discover in 2003 that stem cell research was not helpful for hips, but it was showing promise for knees. So keep that in mind. I frantically searched hip replacements, surgeons, and techniques, trying to find any way not to have a surgery. You see, I was not afraid of going under the knife, as they say, but my fear was being put to sleep. You see, about 10 years ago, I broke my wrist. They put me to sleep to fix the wrist, and they had a lot of trouble waking me up. And when I did wake up, I kept falling asleep, and I quit breathing every time. Someone had to sit beside my chair, my bed, and keep waking me up every time I dozed off. So you see, anesthesia has never been my friend. So my dilemma was solved really when I found out that when you have a hip replacement, you get a spinal block. Doesn't that sound better? You get a spinal block right before surgery. And my surgeon, when he told me this, he reluctantly agreed. I said, since I'm going to get a spinal block, can I just stay awake during the surgery? Yeah, I see your faces. Yeah, he thought his face was that too. And he finally said, well, I've never had a soul ask me that before. But since you're going to have a spinal block, I see no reason why you can't stay awake. And I went, wonderful. Oh, my goodness. So here I am on an operating room table that I booked. And now again, it's Friday the 13th. Spinal block is in. And you know what? I was experiencing this weird thing. Have you ever felt 2/3 of your body go numb? Have you ever been in a place where 2/3 of your body disappear from your sensory consciousness? It was an unexpected and kind of a weird moment, but I'm okay. I don't know if you know this or not, but operating room tables tilt and turn. So I was literally taped to the table. Big long pieces of tape wrapped from side to side. My left arm was taped to my chest, and my right arm is straight out with all of the bells and whistles that they needed. And they had a needle inserted there, a little port, I guess, just in case my nurse anesthetist, John, knew he had to put me quickly to sleep. Surgeon walks in. I could hear them all chatting. And in a few minutes, my surgeon says, Pat, can you feel this? No. How about now? No. I asked John, is he making the first cut? John laughed a little bit. He said, oh God, Pat, he's already to the bone. By this time, I was already in a full-blown meditation practice. Now, my meditation practice is not one where I am asked to go sit on a cloud or walk in a meadow. My meditation practice, an insight meditation practice, is to be totally and fully present in the moment. Fully and totally present in the moment. So my senses were on full alert. See, they'd placed a small tent over my head so I could see nothing. But I could hear the quiet motor of the table as it turned me, even though I couldn't feel it. But I could hear it. And there were some operating room smells in there. I don't know what they were, and I don't think I want to find out. But I also need to tell you one other thing. I need to tell you that there was another reason I wanted to stay awake during my surgery. Because I wanted to be there in person. I wanted to be there present to honor my hip for all the decades of service it had given me. I wanted to be there with my hip when it left. Because you see, during the weeks before the surgery, I started talking to my hip. You know, I don't think we talk enough to our bodies. And I sure know we don't listen enough to our bodies. So I asked my hip what it had been holding for me all of these years. Because I believed that my body had held for me those times when maybe I was unkind or unloving, or cruel, or afraid, or ashamed. where I might have judged others, and more importantly, where I may have judged myself, and particularly where I had never entered into a level of consciousness to handle the moment that I was in, that I had not been able to get to a level of consciousness that I needed in all of those circumstances. You see, I firmly believe that our deepest wounds are our greatest gifts. Did you hear that? Our deepest wounds are our greatest gifts if we allow them and if we claim them. I had asked my hip weeks before surgery to slowly release the memories of moments that I had needed to heal, moments I needed to forgive. And you see, weeks before surgery, I spent countless hours in what we might call a this life review, seeing where I had lacked the giving or the receiving of divine grace and divine wisdom. This practice for me was so powerful, working with my hip, and so healing for me. You see why I wanted to be awake? Why I wanted to be there when my hip left me? I wanted to thank my hip for carrying all that I could not carry for myself in the past. I wanted just to thank it. Because I told my hip, release to me everything that I could heal, that I had a consciousness level to handle. It is no good to let stuff come up and then just stuff it back down. I wanted to handle everything that I could forgive and love at the level of consciousness I possessed right now. Things are going well. The sawing started. Have you ever heard sawing? When you're lying on a table and your hip's about to come out? Well, I knew at the moment, because I had looked this up, I had investigated this moment. I knew when the sawing started, the hip is being cut out. And that's when I'm lying there, one arm taped, the other out. And I'm thanking my hip. And I'm just saying quietly, thank you, well done. Well done, hip, well done. Now, I thought I'd kind of prepared for everything. My body was numb, literally, from here down. And my mind was in this nice meditation place. I was alert. I was there. I was present. And then the sawing ended. And the hammering began. I was prepared, wasn't I? But I knew when the hammering began, something happened. All of a sudden, a wave of emotional energy that I was not planning on. No, it was not a wave. It was a pure tsunami. This tsunami of energy started coming up from my hip. And I could actually hear it. I could hear it. And that energy was screaming at the top of its voice. Don't you know what's going on down here? Don't you know what's happening? What are you going to do? And at the same time, because you understand, I am paralyzed from here down. All of a sudden, I realized that bile and regurge is now coming up, and my throat is full. I'm swallowing as fast as I can. I am swallowing as fast as I can. And this tsunami of energy is heading my way, while my stomach is trying to empty itself through my mouth. Now, have you ever noticed when you're in a pickle how you can have 1,000 thoughts at one moment? You ever notice how fast your thoughts come when you're in a moment? Let me tell you what some of mine are or were. I was thinking, I can't swallow. I'm just swallowing as fast as I can. I've got a tsunami heading in my way, and I'm thinking, I wonder if John, my nurse anesthetist, is seeing a change in my heart rate or my blood pressure. Do they have a suction machine here? Can you suction a person if they're awake? These are questions you need to know during surgery, right? And I thought, if I cannot control this, will they stop the surgery? I can't move. I can't speak. I can't alert John that I'm in trouble. Can I survive this moment? And then my favorite thought was, oh my, if I can't figure this out, he'll never let anybody else stay awake. But in that moment, in that same moment, with a tsunami of emotional energy heading my way, a storm is coming. I'm swallowing as fast as I can. I don't know if I was going to survive this moment. At that moment, the words of Budda came to me. At the time of death, at the time of fear, at the time of angst, at the time you don't know what in the world to do, all you have to do is remember who you are. And if you can't remember who you are, then you call upon the highest entity, principle, spirit that you know, and that will get you through. Now, I can sadly but honestly admit to you that in that moment, I could not remember who I was. I couldn't. I could not remember who I was. All I knew was there was an emotional storm heading my way. I was swallowing as fast as I could, and I did not know how I was going to survive the moment. And then I think sometimes we don't even know what we say triggers a memory or pulls forth that spiritual entity, pulls forth that knowledge, pulls forth that divine thing that you need. Because did you hear what I said? I said, there's a storm coming, and I need to calm it. The word storm and calm instantly took me back to my Southern Baptist childhood church. And in my mind's eye, I was standing with my hand raised, and I started saying quietly, lying there on that table, peace. Peace. Be still. I know you know the story. As a child, it was one of my favorite Bible stories of Jesus and his disciples getting into a boat going across the Sea of Galilee to get to the other shore. Jesus was asleep and a storm comes up. And the disciples were afraid they were going to drown. I knew that feeling. I knew that feeling. They woke up Jesus, and he went up, and he just simply said to the storm, "Peace, peace, be still." And right now, I want every one of you, if you're willing, raise your hand with me. Just raise your hand and say with me, "Peace, peace, be still." Again, peace, peace, be still. And all of a sudden, my consciousness left my body. My consciousness left my body. And I was floating through space, approaching a body of water that somehow I recognized. It was the Sea of Galilee. I knew it was. And on that sea, on that body of water, was a fishing boat. And they're standing in the middle of this boat. It wasn't like an outline of a person, but it was a pure presence, an energy, a pure, holy state of consciousness. I floated straight into that energy with my hands still raised, and I said again, "Peace, peace, be still." As I was lying on an operating table, I was also transported to be one with the one on a boat on the Sea of Galilee, standing with the one as the one calming the Sea of Galilee. But here's the thing, my friends. That was not the most exciting part of that venture. It wasn't just me standing on that boat, being one with the one. Wait for it. You were all there too. I'm not talking just about unity, people. We were all there, all of us, all living creatures, great and small. We were all standing there together, being one with the one. And in that moment, I both understood and experienced that when we sit in our Christ consciousness, we not only know, but we can experience that there is no separation between us and our divine nature. There is no separation between us and our divine nature. Because I was taught that we were born into original sin. And in that moment, I know that we were born into original blessing. Because you can't stand on a boat in the Sea of Galilee without being born into original blessing. And we all are. All. You see, Jesus, our elder brother, told us. He told us that he and the Father were one. And he also said, "The works I do, you will do, and even greater works." He knew, and the Buddha knew, that when we remember who we are, we will do greater works. Now, greater works for Jesus was probably raising the dead and turning water into wine and everything else. I'm not at that level of consciousness yet. I'm working on it. But greater works for us every day. We don't know what a greater work for somebody else is. It may be the smile or the hug you gave today. It may be the love you show an animal. Greater works for somebody else may be you're helping them in a bad situation. We cannot define what greater works is. We only know what others may need. But we can do greater works when we remember who we are, that we are one with the one. When my consciousness floated back to that operating room table, I could tell from the quiet chatter and the scuffling around and movement of bodies in the room that my surgery was almost complete. Even John peeked in and asked, "How you doing, Pat?" And I said, "I'm good, John. I'm good." As you can see, because I'm standing here in front of you today, I survived that moment on the 13th day of January in 2023. And in August of that same year, I went back, same operating room, same surgeon, and replaced the other hip. Oh, I know what you're asking. I know what you want to know. And yes, I stayed awake for the entire time. Didn't go anywhere, didn't do anything. I just stayed present in the moment, in love and gratitude. And now I'd like to introduce you to my 2 new hips. We can go dancing later. We can ride bikes. We can hike. We can swim, whatever you want to do. And you know, I realize that there is no one path to oneness. I only know that we get to practice oneness every single day. We practice with every thought we have. We practice it with every word we say. We can practice oneness with every move we make. You see, I know the joy my practice brings. Because I know the feeling of standing with every single one of you on a fishing boat on the Sea of Galilee. And when you can have an experiential knowing of your oneness, oh my God, you shout it from the rooftops and you rejoice in it and you realize the work's not done. And you go back the next day, chopping wood and carrying water, with every thought, with every word. Thank you for letting me share this moment with you. But another moment I think we'll share together. It's a little song. Elvis Presley's even sang it. I don't know who created it, don't know who wrote it. Doesn't matter. But there's a little song that goes, "Put your hand in the hand of the one who calmed the waters." Put your hand in the hand of the one that, what, Nancy?
Calm the sea.
Put your hand in the hand of the one
Who stilled the water.
who stills the water. What's the rest of it?
Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently by putting your hand in the hand of the one from Galilee.
Yes. Nancy, sing that once and then we'll join in with you. And remember, it's not the man, it's the one.
You ready? Okay.
Ready? Yes.
Put your hand in the hand of the one who stilled the water. Put your hand in the hand of the one who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently by putting your hand in the hand of the one from Galilee. Put your hand in the hand of the one who stilled the water.
this day, enjoy your oneness, practice your oneness, and I'll meet you on the boat one day.
See? I told you. Was she good? Whew. Okay, take a breath, settle in. Good stuff. Thank you. All right, now is our opportunity. The ushers are ready. The opportunity to give, whether you're texting, clicking, donate button, or giving now in person. We give thanks for these gifts. Sure. Let us pray. We give thanks. Give thanks for these moments and these gifts, that they nourish this church and provide us with what we need, and also that we can give to others. And thank you for this moment, this presence of grace. In your name, amen.
All right, we're over, so we'll do the short version of thank you, God. That's the words. Thank you, God, for everything. 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 Thank you, God, for everything.
And now let's say the offertory blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. Thank you. All right, we've got lots of good announcements and upcoming events. So if you're a first-time visitor or haven't been here in a long time and have received a welcome packet, please fill out the visitor connection card. and give it to an usher so that we may stay connected. If you haven't received a packet, raise your hand and we have a gift for you. Right here. These two lovely ladies. So would you like to sign up for a class? Jody will be available after service to assist with online registration and payment for upcoming classes. Jody right here. So meet her in the back later if you would. So Unity in Greensboro is hiring a part-time, in-person operations coordinator. This coordinator will start next year. If you would like to learn more about the position and responsibilities, Miranda will be available for question and answers in the Fillmore room right after service. Now, the Unity in Greensboro Board of Trustees needs you. Are you ready to step up and do even more for Unity in Greensboro? Would you like to work with other Board of Trustee members to serve Unity as we move forward? If so, see Brenda Kennedy, Carol Velez, Chip Roth, the nominating committee, about how you can sign up to run. Elections will take place during the annual meeting on January 11th. That's a magical date, isn't it? January 11th. We thank you in advance for your service. Now, as you see to your right, we have some pumpkins left. To my right, I mean, over there, on there. We have some pumpkins left, and there is a little teddy bear there. Jody, will you hold that little teddy bear? The youth are putting together, I think there just might be one. I think they're in there right now sewing and making some more. They are doing a fundraiser for the polar bear. I don't know what's called. Polar Bear Express, isn't that a movie? For a polar bear fundraiser. And I think their goal is $55, and I think they're at 15 right now. So I'm sure there will be more by the end of the service, because I know they were in there today making some more. So we've got that going. Yeah, they're very cute. And the kids are in there right now making them. And then the pumpkins. You can give that money to Jody, too. Huh? She says, I said, they can give you pumpkin money, too. All money, she'll take it. Anything you want to give, Jody will take the money. All righty. So our youth are showing up. Oh, look at this. I said that, and now it's right here. Selling adorable stuffed polar bears to raise money for polar bear conservation. That's what it is. Polar bear conservation. So now we have a Unity networking fundraiser. Donate a product or service, and I have your box here somewhere, Anita, that's been decorated. Donate a product or service to be won in a raffle. Let your church family know about your business or hobby while helping with the end of our fundraiser. I don't know where your box went to that you beautifully decorated. I was going to show it. Okay. So the raffle will run November 16th through December 14th. And the link to register your product or service is in Tuesday's weekly newsletter. So listen with LUT Frederick Kester. Next Sunday, November 16th, 12 through 1:30. $10. Or hers is decorated, but that is the box. It needs to be decorated. Or put your card or something on there. You see it? Oh, look at this. Brought it up here so I could show it. Look how beautiful she did her box. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. I don't think you should look for this from me, but that's what it is. All right. So how we listen and respond to others is often problematic because we react to what is said rather than respond from the heart and needs of others. This class is exercises and role-playing on how we let our habits of reacting take over a conversation rather than listening to the needs of the other person. As we become aware, those habits we can let go and truly hear what the other is saying. Exercises of role-playing will be done to help people experience their level of communication and skill. So that's next Sunday, and you can sign up again with Jody. Next, we have our soup, supper, lunch. It's our annual pre-Thanksgiving potluck lunch on November 23rd. Y'all writing all this down? You need a scorecard. Yes. And as a matter of fact, Jody has a sign-up sheet. One on each side that you can start passing around if you'd like. Is there a pen with it? No. Okay, great. So what that means is you make it in a crock pot and you bring it here, and we have some people bring bread, and then we have all the crock pots of soup here, and we have soup. That's kind of our Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. That's a super Sunday lunch, right? And on the other page is a lunch for the IRC. Yeah, that's our opportunity to serve our soup, supper, lunch to people in need in our community. So we actually do it twice. On Tuesday, November 25th, we need volunteers to help set up at 11 a.m. and serve lunch at 12, and that's over at the IRC. And it's very successful, actually. I think last year we ran out of soup. I mean, there were so many people. It was great. So it says, see you needed to sign up, which is what we're sending around right now. Let our chaplains pray with you after the service. The chaplains raise their hand. Good. All right. Is there any other thing that I missed or that's going on? We got it happening here. Super. All right. Now we'll have special music from Nancy and Brad.
One of the pretty people kissed my face. I'll never forget that magic time and place. And I will never wash my cheek again, 'cause it's hallowed ground where they've been. And I doubt the pretty people even know they serve. One of the pretty people sang my song. I heard it from the crowd and I sang along. And I will never change that song again, 'cause it's hallowed ground where they have been. And I doubt the pretty people even see how I appreciate the time they spend with me. Beauty is what you see with your heart. It took a lot of pretty people to pull me from the dark. And thank you for the light you shine on me, 'cause now I know, now I see. All of the pretty people in the crowd. A friend in the back row calls my name out loud. And there's no doubt when I hear that sound, I'm standing on hallowed ground. And I hope that all the pretty people see that I am thankful for the time they spend with me. And I hope that all you pretty people know that I am thankful for the time. Yes, I'm grateful for the time. I appreciate the time you spend with me. Can I tell a quick story? Okay, no, you can stand up because it's tying to what you were saying. So I was having a procedure one time, an anesthesiologist came in, this woman, and she's talking to me. I'm laying on the table. She's making me feel comfortable. And she says, she's doing all those things you described. And she says, so what's your name? I said, Brad. She said, so what do you do? I said, well, I'm a musician. She said, oh, what kind of musician? I said, well, I play guitar and sing. She says, sing me something. I said, ground control to Major Tom. She said, I'm sending you to outer space. Click.
That's funny.
I wonder if the Buddha needed that trick. Did you think the Buddha noticed that trick? What are we going to take home with us? A benediction just means.
You got to be in front of the mic, Pat.
Thank you. What are we going to take home with us? Because to me, a benediction is just the next, it's just the last thought for the moment next. What comes next? What are you going to take home with you? What comes after this benediction for you? My prayer for you is at a moment when you don't know what to do this week, when you can't figure something out, when you're afraid, remember who you are. And what do you do if you can't? Go to the next highest divine thought you can. And the only way we get to stand knowing that we are one with the one is to experience it fully. And we can do that every single day with every single breath and every single thought. Let's go out from this space and be one with the one this week. And as I have spoken, so it is.
And with that, let's circle up for the peace sign.
All right, go. If you don't want to hold hands, just hold your hands up prayerfully in the air. That's fine.